You guys really wanted to see how strong the DMC verse is. And yeah, this is my voice. Hello everyone, my name is Broken Limit, and today I will be power scaling the DMC verse. I should probably address that I will only be using canon information. This includes the mangas, interviews, novels, and of course the games, including the mobile game and its statements. But I won't be going super deep into it because we would be here for an hour. If you just want a solid answer of how strong they are, at bare minimum, they are ninth dimensional, aka complex multiversal. If you don't believe me, the scan on screen will provide the evidence that you need. However, you can take them much further. But as for what I'll be going over strength, speed, durability, and resistances. And with that out of the way, let's get started. I'll be starting off with general information that all the demons in the main cast share. This includes for Dante, Virgil, and Nero, as well as the demon kings and regular demons. With that said, let's start. As I showed earlier, the ninth dimensional statement. So let's go over it a bit. The soul. It continues to hide mysteries that humans and demons don't understand. Mysteries, but every human has a basic nine-dimensional form. Generally speaking, it originates from and returns to a higher dimensional beyond the eightfold path. This basically outright states 9D Devil May Cry, and there's basically no denying it. While everyone in the DMC has a bare minimum ninth dimensional form, it doesn't say for their body, saying that it's only for their soul. However, while we're on this topic, let's go over another thing about the souls. It's stated that demons are able to fight even after their souls are completely erased from existence, meaning that death is only just a slight setback for them, and it's not the end for them. So that they could come back and continue fighting, and there are ways to stop it. You can destroy the soul or seal it. Those are the only way to do so. Moving on from souls, let's talk a little bit about the demon realm. The demon realm is an infinite-sized realm with infinite possibilities that can also warp the minds of any human being, which means no matter how strong-minded you think you are going to have your mind being warped, no matter what. It can also give people diseases and able to put people to sleep off of just going in there, and it can also turn people to demons by just breathing the air. And with that, I think that's all the general information. Oh, frick me. This is basically what helps DMC get to Boundless if you buy. You know what? I'm not gonna try and say that. Basically, when a demon is born, they are gifted names, and to demons, names are the most important thing to them. Names represent power. To them, it is stated and names represent power to them. This is stated in both Peak of Combat and the DMC3 prequel manga. Example of this being Mundus got his name from the same archetype that I can't really pronounce, which is stated to be absolutely infinite. But Boundless DMC is a stretch, to say the least. I know a lot of people who don't buy Boundless DMC. But is it possible? Probably, but it's a stretch. It needs a lot of information, probably a lot of backing out for.
So this is a new part I had to write because more stuff came to my attention, and I thought I should mention this, but I won't be going into it because there's a lot to cover that I have to make a completely new section, and this video is gonna be very long already, and I just don't want to drag it on for too long. I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you want to check through it. It's near the end of it, and it's a good read throughout. So with that being said, I'm gonna skip it and just start completely, and just start and continue the video. Sorry about that.
And with that, that's basically all the general information that I could find.
I'll be scaling the demons that the demon hunters have fought, and then I'll be scaling them too. Nightmare, a demon that was created by Mundus, and he had to seal away because he feared his power could destroy the demon world. Not only that, he could lift the demon realm. Like I said before, the demon realm is an infinite-sized realm with infinite possibilities, meaning that this would be about a multiversal level feat at bare minimum. Abigail. He was able to split the clouds, which is calculated to be about 244 megatons to 4 petatons, with higher end scaling being 85 teratons to 172 teratons. And connects cities calculated to be about 375 tons of TNT. This happened in the DMC anime, which has been confirmed to be canon, and Abigail is also stated to be on the same level as Mundus.
I'll show you the power of Abigail, who once rivaled the Demon King.
While I mentioned him, we should also probably talk about him now. At the time, Mundus was the former ruler of the demon realm, and he is considered one of the strongest demons at the time. He can casually create universes out of nothing, defeat Pluto, the first demon king, and he's able to cut reality and was strong enough to separate the human and demon realm, which were at the time were one complete universe, and Pluto separated the human and the demon realms. And Mundus has also fought against Argosax the Chaos, and his mere presence was enough to merge both the human and demon realm. Although they could not kill each other, they both ruled the demon realm as a 50-50 split. However, there is another demon that surpasses him, but before that, let's talk about Argosax.
As I talked about earlier, Argosax is capable of giving Mundus a run for his money. So you have a general understanding of how strong Argosax is, but he's also stated to transcend all.
Now, give me the Arcanas. With them, my power will be complete, and I will become like the immortal Argosax. I will achieve absolute wisdom and transcend all.
Meaning that he could very well be 10th dimensional at bare minimum.
He also created an eclipse that has been calculated to be about 65 zetatons. Urizen, aka Virgil's demon half. He managed to overpower Dante, and like I said in the beginning of the strength analysis, Dante defeated all of these demons previously mentioned. Urizen managed to put Dante in a month-long coma, but before that, their final attack literally managed to shake the earth, which has been calculated to be about 1 teraton of TNT. And this was before he was amped by the Clyphod fruit, which gave Mundus all of his powers to rule the demon realm.
The fruit born through the Clyphod is even more dense than the blood that created it. Its power is unparalleled. Even the almighty Mundus used it to become king of the underworld.
After he got those powers, he got super amped. I also should mention that Urizen and Dante fought for 24 hours straight.
And lastly, there are demons that are stated to destroy souls. Souls being basic 9th dimensional beings, meaning that they would have to have a 9D AP. Now time for the Demon Slayers, aka Virgil, Nero, and Dante. I'm going to be scaling them directly to Dante. Dante has defeated all the previously mentioned demons, meaning that Nero and Virgil both scale to Dante. Nero not as much, because Nero is not as strong as Dante or Virgil, but he can keep up with them and overpower them. And he can overpower them when they were weakened in their final confrontation in Devil May Cry 5. But with Virgil, they're both considered equal to one another. I should probably mention the Devil Triggers. As far as we know, we don't have a solid answer for how much the multiplier is. But we do know that Devil Trigger can give a 10 times speed multiplier, so we can use that as our basis. I'm not going to bore you with the process, but this is basically what I got. And I feel that's fair. Base 5, 10, Sparta 8, 15, Majin 11, 20, Sin 15, 25. We move on from strength to speed. With this, it's a bit more simpler. There are demons that can go fast as lightning, like the Blitz. There are light speed, and the Demon Crew is able to dodge light speed attacks. But we're looking at some speed feats and statements. So let's talk about some demons that can go super fast. Let's start with the Fury, a demon that is so fast that it can travel through space and time just to get to its target, and Dante can easily keep up with that. He literally just flicked his fingers and just stopped it. But I can't do that because I die every single time when I fight those fuckers. However, there are more speed feats where that came from. The Rippers. Demons that are so fast that they can cover every inch of the demon realm. And like I said before, the demon realm is an infinite-sized realm with infinite possibilities. They could cover it in less than a day. But all of that pales in comparison to Pluto, who is the fastest demon that Dante has fought, and upscales from him. Pluto transcended the dimensional axis of the time stream, giving him the illusion that he disappeared to any other demon, meaning that this would have to have been an immeasurable speed feat, and Dante kept up with him and fought Pluto during the events of Peak of Combat, which takes place after DMC 3, which is the first game in the DMC timeline. We now look at durability and resistances. For this part, I'll only be looking at what Dante has survived. So with that, let's start it up. Dante is an insanely durable character. In fact, this might be his greatest area. He took gunshots from the head and acted more annoyed than hurt. Survived being turned into the equivalent of a pincushion by multiple demons and casually walked it off. Walked off hits from Beowulf, and he stayed to hit harder than a supernova, took blows from the same weapon that Virgil has in his Devil Trigger, which is at a bare minimum say to multiply his strength by 2, or we can look at the multipliers that I previously mentioned and take a look at that. Took hits from Nightmare, which I already mentioned has the power to casually destroy the demon realm. Survived hits from Mundus, who is stronger than Nightmare. No diff and no sold attacks from Argosax, which his mere presence was enough to combine both the human and demon realm. Survived being stabbed by multiple weapons, including his very swords. And finally took hits from demons that are able to destroy souls, and from the Yamato too, which is stated to ignore regeneration, rip souls apart, with souls being basic 9-dimensional forms. And that's not all the Yamato can do. It can cut the fabric of space, time, and reality, and can also ignore regeneration by separating the space and time away from its opponent. As for resistances, there is a lot. And as for where I got most of this information for resistances, I got it from the G1 blog. I recommend you guys check it out. It's pretty good read. Unlike the last time they tried doing a DMC related matchup, they tried debunking Universal Devil May Cry. Didn't end well. A lot of people debunked it pretty quickly. And yeah, I recommend you guys check it out. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. With that being said, let's start with his resistances. He has survived extreme temperatures and laughed off fire from Burial, who is the ruler of the fire hell, and survived being burned alive from the weapon Ifront, which was trying to burn him, and its flames was so hot that it's able to melt frost, which is stated to be below 0. Survived, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, via matter manipulation by the beast heads. And the beast heads are a demon that Mundus had to seal away because it could destroy the demon realm. Able to stop his blood from being stripped away in the DMC3 manga. And survived holy magic. Survived attacks that are below 0, a bit of resistance against demons that can steal demonic energy from him. Life absorption from Nevan from DMC3, and Alice from DMC3 manga. In Devil Trigger, he can cancel out attacks made to nullify his magic from poisonous vomit. He can also use Devil Trigger to stop demon maggots from eating his demonic energy. Dante is able to resist attempts of possession from Infestant from Devil May Cry 2, and can also fight off against possession from the Charma seeds, which drain nutrients from their hosts to transform them into trees. Like I showed earlier, the demon realm is capable of doing a lot of things to a man. However, and I also told you, Dante is capable of surviving that. However, Dante at first was never survived it because he went by the name of Tony Redgrave, meaning that it wasn't his real name, and the power of names actually has some legitimacy behind it. Meaning that if Dante hadn't changed his name, he'd probably still be affected. Dante was unaffected by the clarified roots, which is stated to petrify people and turn them into pollen for the tree.
Think Dante's still in there?
If Furizin defeated him, then I expect he's not much more than Glyphod pollen by now.
A what?
Glyphod. It's a tree that grows in the underworld. It thrives on human blood, and those whose blood it sucks, well, let's just say they don't turn out too well.
Dante has an immense amount of soul resistances, and all of them come from the Book of Demons, which in order for him to use, he has to resist every single one of its abilities. These include sealing and sealing negation, information analysis, power absorption, data manipulation, soul manipulation, mind manipulation, memory manipulation, information manipulation, and essence manipulation. Clairvoyance, retrocognition, and precognition. Dante is able to fight Canagram, who is said to look into the past, present, and countless futures that were considered impossible, and allows him to see the destiny of anyone in the human and demon realms, and even beyond. Their sight is ineffective to the demon kings, who can keep their secrets in. Death and fate manipulation.
Demons in general are not affected by the beast heads, which is able to which they are able to bend fate, and Dante was bit by the beast heads and was not affected by it at all. Virgil can resist having his name changed and his memory warped, and can resist a level of mind control from Mundus. It was only with the very chains that he used to steal Nightmare what was enough for him to control him, and it took a lot of effort, and he needed his amulet back in order to do. Nero wasn't affected by Malthus stones, which caught V and put him in an illusionary world based on past enemies. And lastly, Virgil took an attack from a demon that was just straight up illusions. Virgil managed to break out of it and kill the very demon that was responsible for it. And that is it for resistances, and just like that, I'm done. Holy crap, this video took a long time to make. And I didn't record a script for my conclusion. I basically only was thinking about making this video just because I still am meeting people who still think the DMC verse is like wall level. That's like my only reason to just like make this video. Just to prove that DMC is not wall level and just set the record straight. Thank you, Death Battle. Thank you, Death Battle. Holy crap. Oh my god. Anyways, if you guys have any questions on anything that I mentioned, please let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Broken Limit out.